Good morning. Let's make sure everything is set up correctly because it's been a little while. I'm here. All right, now I'm going to go check and make sure I'm actually live where I'm supposed to be live because the system might die of shock that I wasn't here last week. Is anybody there? Hello, hello. Camera one. Trying to find me on Facebook. Feel like I'm talking to the void, and then I'm always embarrassed later when I'm like, oh, I was live the whole time. Of course I was. I don't see it on Facebook. Does anybody? I don't see anybody. Where am I live? 'Tis a mystery. I'm not here. Oh wait, good morning, I'm on YouTube. I got something going for me. Yeah, it is not on Facebook. Fantastic. I love you, you restream. Why? Why can't I have something go well when I'm back from vacation? Anyone? Good morning, Elizabeth. I'm glad it's working for one person. Might just be me and you today. I'm logging into my Restream app to see what is going on. Stupid people. It says it's sending data to YouTube. Hello, Kristen. Oi. Dear Facebook, when you change things, it messes up things for me. Thank you. All right, well, I have to go tell Miss Laura to tell people to go to YouTube. But good morning to all my YouTube fans. Hello. I'm really hot right now on YouTube with 3 of you. I don't mind. I would love to say that I could get Facebook working, but that's not true. Oh, good morning. Laura feels me. All right, I'm adding a channel. I don't know if I'll be able to do this while I'm already live. That's the question. You know what I mean? So, bear with. I don't want to do it to my personal page. Group. Can I just tell you that I'm in too many groups? Tipsy Tuesday. Save. I don't know if this is going to work. Hello, Patrina. Hello, Lori. We're up to 5. Oh, 6. Woot. Oh, 5. I think I already lost one. What a good day. I'm happy to be here. I would rather be in the Bahamas. All right, well, it is not going to let me do it midstream, apparently. Maybe it will. This might work after all. Thank you. I'm actually going for a haircut today. Funny story, that one. Last Friday, I got, Kellen got his haircut, Reevy got their haircut, Jeff got his haircut, Jenny got her haircut. I went for a haircut and I showed up at the wrong time and missed it. So I rescheduled. And then yesterday, I showed up for my haircut. It was the wrong day. So today is my day. At 1 o'clock, think of me. I'll be getting my haircut. I'm live on Facebook. It worked. I got it to work. Amazing. I'm going to share my... Yeah, Suzette, it wasn't working. I think I just got it live. But guess what? Now I can't see anybody's names because that's how much Facebook loves me. All right. Better late than never. Good morning, everybody. Apparently the whole talking in a really bad accent is like a family trait. And then we had whole discussions about whether or not it was rude. So somebody tell me if you think it's rude. Oh, after midnight. We're gonna let it all hang out. My dad is a big Eric Clapton fan, so I know a lot of those songs. I still don't see me on Facebook. Don't you love that? I want to see me, and I'm spending my time doing this so that I can actually see people's names. It's literally not there. I don't even know what's happening. Good morning. Well, thank you, Lori. Good day. Oh my gosh. All right. So I have a little bit of a story. Story time. Gather around, everyone. I want to see me on Facebook because so I can see. Aha! Magical. 12 whole people. Fantastic. We make up songs. I love it. All right. Thank you, Dee. I hope so. Hi, Heidi. I hope you're settling in quite well. Heidi said something yesterday that had me cracking up, and I can't remember even what it was. That's how my brain is going. All right. So, as most of you know, my family and I were on an unbelievable family vacation last week. And it was definitely once in a lifetime, so I'm going to say this. I've said this a lot recently in the past few days to like all of our family, friends, loved ones, etc. This was the first vacation I've had with my husband and especially like with my whole family where the entire time, like I would say every day, my husband would look around and be like, this is awesome. And he was just so genuinely happy. And I mean, part of it might have been that like we literally did not change out of our bathing suits the entire week. We have celiac and there's 8 people in my family. So there's not a hotel room out there that I can afford that can also comes with a kitchen and everything. You feel me? So we typically do VRBO, rent a house wherever we're going. And this time was no different. And because I had a friend who had done something similar in the Bahamas, this is the only reason I got this in my head. So to the Brooker family, mwah, mwah. I told my husband, I'm like, hey, we're taking 2 flights and we're driving 30 minutes. And he was like, that sounds terrible. And it was definitely like an all-day adventure to get there when things go smoothly. When they don't go smoothly, it's a little bit longer. Ask me how I know. But all of us, like, we had so much luggage. So part of this adventure, being gluten-free, I'm dairy-free, like, we packed a cooler that was 95 pounds, okay? We, like, put a strap around it, had wheels. That thing was loaded up with food for us to eat the whole week. Now, surprisingly, in the convenience store or the grocery store on the island where we were, they actually sold a couple of one of the brands of mixes that my kids like. King Arthur makes a pretty good brownie muffin pancake mix. You feel me? And but they're $10 a piece. Okay, and they're 5 here. They're expensive here. Don't get me wrong. So my friend who had already done this trip said, take a cooler. The research we did, take a cooler. We ended up paying a ton to take that cooler because it was so overweight, but it did it. It fed us the whole week. When we brought it home, it clocked in at 40 pounds because we still had the ice blocks in there and we had like a couple leftover Go-Gurts and crap like that. You can't take fruits and veggies over, but we could buy those. It was awesome. Beyond that, one of the things we learned, if we're ever blessed enough to go back, we didn't need real clothes. You know, when you're staying in some fancy resort, which we've done too, I'm not being judgy. You got to get dressed for dinner and stuff, right? I stayed in my bathing suit 99.99% of the time. I had brought 4 outfits because we had a washer and dryer. I wore one of them on the day I showed up, and I think I wore the same outfit on the way home. Oh, that's cool, Janine. We really like those. The only time, like, I'm oversharing. At one point, my husband was like, this is the first time I've ever made dinner and grilled out without a shirt on. It was these little things that, like, we just had a blast. I mean, it was awesome. So I'm going to share some photos. Is it 5 out of 4 related? Actually, I don't think I'm in any of these photos, unfortunately. Bear with me 1 second, and I'll find a photo of me because I know my husband took some. Does that count on the internet? Oh crap! Why isn't that here? I don't think that's going to work. Also, you can see a picture of me. I don't know if this is worthwhile. It was. Oh, I don't want. All right. Well, maybe he'll say yes to that. Maybe he won't. You know how to send you, like, I'm trying to log into my husband's email so I can. Oh, you know what? I don't need that. I think from my photos, we do partner sharing. There's a lot about technology I don't understand. Here we go. This is much easier. He took some awesome photos. Can I just say that? And we have like, let's see, save. How do I download it from his? All right, well, let's go ahead and share it so I'm not boring you to tears. So here's all of us. This is on Stocking Island at a place called the Chat and Chill. This is actually the last day, and this is the only day we got sunburned. So let me go back. And like right before we left, my husband, no, Jenny, I'm going to race through some of these because I have them to show you somewhere else. You feel me? Right before we left, Jenny found these. Sorry, these aren't for you to look at. I'm just like trying to show you something. Look, here's me. I'm wearing my Zenith and Quasar Key West bikini and ultimate bottoms. And this is, I'm going to get the wrong pattern. It's Stella, but I added a little ruffle to the front, and the ruffle's actually up. I think it's Stella. These things. Anyways, there's a point to all this. And now I've lost. Look, I love the back of the Key West. Don't you? It is awesome. Oh my gosh. You can see the Bethany in the background there on Sid. We had so fun. We always joke that the kids get along so great. And by the way, you drive on the left. See, wait, what's this one? Oh, you can't really see though. Can you see it? That's the bathing suit that I made that is not a 5 out of 4 pattern yet. But I can honestly say I lived in this bathing suit the entire week I was there. It was awesome. I loved it so much. I'll try and find them. Oh, it starts me back at the beginning. All right, so if I switch to the other display, primary display, here we go. How do I? So this is us. This is my husband in the men's swim trunks. So we're swimming with the pigs. It was kind of weird, I'll be honest, but it's like a thing to do in the Bahamas. Oh wait, see now I'm mixing my pictures here. There we are. Again, that's the first day. I think. I don't even know. We're a mess. Here's Kellen. He's feeding a sea turtle. That was awesome. Those sea turtles they want their food. Here's Sid. She was obsessed with the Rays. She was absolutely obsessed. Salted bacon. That sounds amazing. We definitely kept teasing the kids like, I'm having bacon for dinner. So yeah, here in this picture, she's actually feeding them conch while I was eating a conch salad. She would take like the leftover pieces that the chef would cut off to not like the head. I think that's what it is. And then feed it to them. And she sat over there for years. You can't really see, but she is wearing her little swim shorts over there. Ooh, I just wrote on the screen somehow. Is that all I have? It is. Huh. All right, back to me. Doo-doo. They are so calming. Oh no, I have another picture I want to show you. It's gonna blow your minds. Because if you had said, hey, are you gonna do this? I'd have been like, I don't think so. That's crazy talk. I know I downloaded this photo. This is worthwhile, I promise. Okay, maybe not, but it's worthwhile to me. Are you staring at my face while I look at my computer? That's awesome. So we fed iguanas, we swam with the pigs, we fed the sea turtles. It just goes on and on. We snorkeled around like a plane that had crashed, and then we saw David Copperfield's island that if you want to, you can rent out for $300,000 for the week. Oh, here it is. This is a money picture. All right, hold on. Let me go back to... I love your face. Thank you. Look at that. That is Reeve diving and touching a nurse shark. Now, I'm not going to lie. When they were like, oh, swim with the nurse sharks, I was like, well, that's banana pants. I'm not doing that. And no joke, it was my favorite part. It was so cool. It was on this place called Staniel Cay, which just had this awesome vibe. And if I were a multi-bajillionaire, this is where I would live. I'm just saying. Even Stella got to swim with the nurse sharks. Like, it was awesome. It was so fun. We definitely, like, when I start complaining that I can't afford college, remind me of this vacation. But, like, one of the things we did was this all-day boat tour so that we could see all these things that weren't on our exact island. Because for those of you that don't know, I didn't know this. There's no shame in this. My geography skills are absolutely the worst. Bahamas is actually made up of over 700 islands. And so there are like quite a few celebrities like Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, David Copperfield, Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. Although supposedly they just sold theirs. We saw all their islands. It was pretty cool. Like our boat captain knew all of them. He was fantastic. And like, so one thing that Jeff and I believe pretty strongly in, I mean, we've done both. Again, and my parents are funny about this too, because like, I think I get this from them. Like, I've never been on a cruise. Jeff has when he was in high school with his family. But like, you know how I feel about tons of people. And I when we went to Alaska, we actually were on a tour, but it was a backpacking and camping tour. So you definitely got like the outdoorsy people, you know? But usually that's the only time I can think of where we did a tour for 90% of our trip. Like when we went to France, it was for a wedding for a friend from college. Like we just drove around. And like that's what we like to see is like all the background and stuff like that. Good morning, Sarah. And so I really like we met this one family on Stocking Island the last day we were just chatting. That's me. Jeff doesn't talk to strangers. I talk to everybody. Like you're sitting next to me on the plane, I'm the annoying person talking to you. Like I love talking to people from all over the world. I love it. That's all you have to know. I love it. Yeah, so I can't handle that many people. We saw, even looking at the cruise ships, I could feel my anxiety like but like I love talking to people. I love seeing how people really live. I like understanding that part of it. And talking to Jeff about it, I mean, he felt like that was the best thing we could do for our kids was like show them, these people are living, like water is a hot commodity. You have to pay for the filtered water, and you have to, like, all the stuff that we take for granted here at the house is like really important to them. And so I just like that. Like I was talking to this woman and she was like, we really enjoyed the Grand Cayman. It's much more commercialized. There's nicer hotels and restaurants. And I was like, awesome. I've never been there. I'm sure it's lovely. I'm sure it's beautiful. But like, I literally started researching how can I retire to the Bahamas. I was so happy. Like, I loved it. I can't see your name. Let me go back to Facebook. Colleen. I get seasick. I've only been deep sea fishing once, and I threw up on my oldest brother. He'll tell you all about it. It was not the first time I'd thrown up on him, in case you're curious. Um, I am an introvert, Jacinda, but like when we travel, I just think that it's like it's a missed opportunity to learn about other cultures and people. Like that's the thing. Hi. I do find it exhausting, so I like to do it on my own thing, but like I mean one of those pictures my husband took of me uh is actually kind of funny and probably I mean go back. Ugh, my mouse is like not it's like jumpy and it drives me nuts. This is probably oh wait, I just missed it. It's my feel. Oh my gosh, my children want everybody to know that I posted photos, first day of school photos yesterday because I think it's the first time I've ever done it. Heidi, I'm so glad your parents could come visit though. What was I? Yeah, my brain is done. But this is me. This is what my husband will actually take pictures of me doing stuff like this, talking to strangers. And I'm sure everybody talks to this guy. Honestly, watching him make the conch salad was just as nice as eating it. And yeah, I'm drinking in that picture. So you can imagine how much I was really talking. A lot. I was talking a lot. But I do like one time we stayed at Sleeping Bear Dunes National Seashore up in Michigan. And we had Reevy and Ginny. Ginny was 10 months old, 9 months old, something like that. Um, I, we were always like, we're not going to stay at a bed and breakfast. Like, we have to talk to people. Like, that sounds terrible. Oh my gosh, she has another picture that I won't show you because it has like a stranger's face in it. And I don't feel like that's really fair. But I'm totally talking to a man from Miami. We're just chatting it up. I talk to everybody. But anyways, he loves to take pictures of me doing this because it's like every time I turn around, I'm like, hey, we're going to go eat dinner with that family over there. And he's like, what? I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Tina. Oh, that's what I was saying. I love it. I love meeting people, learning a little bit more about people. I had a guy from the Bahamas sitting next to me on our little short jumper flight into Nassau, and he was cracking me up because it was one of those flights where like we started to slow down, and then all of a sudden like and we were descending, and then all of a sudden we sped back up and like it circled back around, and everybody's like doo, doo, doo. And like they should have just said, hey, somebody got in our way, we got to circle back around, blah, blah, blah. But instead, the pilot got on the loudspeaker and was like, we just want to tell everybody we have the utmost confidence and blah, blah, blah. A light went off, but we've checked it out. And I was just like, and the guy next to me was like, good Lord, you never say that if you want somebody to have confidence in you. And I was cracking up. See, I love that. My husband always plans an extra couple of hours to whatever we are doing because I either meet up with someone I know or start chatting with people. Oh my gosh. There was one time in the airport where this young, probably college age girl was wearing a Lululemon, like crop top. I don't know what you call it, like a exercise top. And you know how the tags for Lululemon look kind of like a CVS receipt? They're like crazy. I'm exaggerating. They're really long. And I just went up to her and I'm like, hey, I would want to know this. So I'm telling you, tag sticking out. I was going to do it for you, but I felt like doing that was a little intimate. And she just looked at me and then she like started to laugh because I wasn't a complete weirdo. I was just kind of a weirdo, but I love it. Ours at the end of September is not canceled. I hope so too. So we actually, hold on. Let me back up 1 second. I was telling you a story about Sleeping Bear Dunes. I never thought I would enjoy bed and breakfast because I'm like, sharing space, eating with other people, and all the floral. I was a little judgy. I am a little judgy. But we sat across at breakfast from this Indian couple, and it like I wish that they were on my Christmas card list. Like it was awesome, just talking to them, and we were both visiting Michigan. We were on our way to Mackinac Island. Like I just love it, and those are the things that like stick with me. Some of them are crazier than others, like some of the interactions we've had over the years, but I love it. I love it so much. Like the owner of the house where we stayed is from the UK. And we had a little bit of trouble getting out of the country, and she heard about it through her house manager who lives there in the Bahamas. And so she like sent me an email and we started chatting, and Jeff and I would love to have a vacation rental at some point, that I can then retire to. And so in my head, I'm constantly like making a list of things that I like or don't like, or that I want to include, or that like I see other people include, blah, blah. And so I wrote her this email that had like at least 10 to 15 things, because she hasn't been there in 2 years because of COVID. And I was like, look, I'm not going to include this in my review because it's not like negative. It's just stuff like FYI, next time you come over, like take a look at this or do this or blah, stuff like that. And it sparked this conversation because, I was like, I want to give you feedback on how the house is doing from a different perspective. Anyways, but I felt funny doing it. Does that make sense? Like, I didn't want to be like, I'm all high and mighty, I know what's best. But it sparked this conversation, and all I could think is like, hey, if you're ever in Atlanta, come stay with us. And Jeff was like, we don't know those people. I'm like, who cares? If I'm in the UK, I don't know where they live. Like, I'm like, well, come visit. I don't know. One time I was driving through Ohio, and I had Reevy and Ginny again. I was on my way to Chicago. And it was one of those trips that I was able to do when I only had 2 kids, where I was like, oh, I'm bored. I'm going to get in the car and go visit my sister. And it started to snow on us. And we were outside of Columbus, Ohio. And so I called my friend, Meredith, who lived in Washington, D.C. with us. And I was like, Meredith, aren't you from Ohio? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I need a place to stay. So she called her parents, and I like pulled into her parents. And my mom was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm staying at Meredith's place. Have you ever met them? No. It's just so funny to me. Like, I think I worry so much about like not having my house be perfect when people come to visit, and like, you know what? I like, come visit. Everything else takes care of itself, right? He stated, I can't take you anywhere. Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, it actually is like kind of funny because I'll take a younger child to soccer. This happened actually at soccer this summer. And this mom's looking at me, and I'm kind of looking at her. And finally I walk up. I'm like, hey, I don't know where I know you from, but hey. And it can get awkward. Like, they're like, dude, I'm your daughter's best friend's mom. And I'm like, but then sometimes, like, this time she laughed, and she was like, I felt the same way. And like, we started talking, and then her daughter walked up, and I was like, wow, you look really familiar. And finally she was like, oh, wait, our oldest kids were in daisies together when they were in first grade. I'm like, that's amazing. My mom just commented over on YouTube, you did that for Christmas in Vermont too. 100% did. I called my cousins in Vermont and was like, hey, we want to come visit Vermont. Can we spend Christmas with you? Oh my gosh. And up with people, we stayed in host houses all year. Wait, what is that about? I love it. Love I love traveling. I missed it so much. I literally stayed in that one 2-piece bathing suit. I've never had so little clothing on in my entire life. Oh my gosh, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I love it. I mean, I think life is too short. You know who else talks about this a lot? I follow her on Facebook. Is Abby, and I'm going to mispronounce her last name, and I say this, so maybe I need to actually look up how to pronounce her name. But Jimenez, I don't know. Jimenez. She wrote like oh gosh. She's a woman from Nadia Cakes who won the Cupcake Wars, and now she writes like a series of rom-coms that I highly recommend. But she will be on vacation and like do things like take a selfie, and her husband will be talking to a stranger in the background, and she's like, we're going fishing with him later. We're eating dinner with them later. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Yes, the geode cake. This is her. She's hysterical. And if you want entertainment, 100% follow her on Facebook, because or whatever whatever your the friend zone is, and life's too short, and the happy ever after playlist. Very entertaining, quick reads. She's hysterical. She is absolutely hysterical. I love it so much. Yeah, she's also the one whose husband accidentally took 12 times the recommended dose of X-Lax, and she had to call poison control about it. Anyway. Yeah. So, Jimenez. J pronounced as an H. Thank you. That's what I thought. Like, I kind of knew it, but I didn't know it. So I'll probably still keep saying, like, I don't know how to pronounce it. But now at least, like, good morning. All right. So, couple other things. We have 2 new patterns today. They are in our, and her best friend's family. My mom also pointed out that I didn't know those cousins when I said, hey, I'm coming for Christmas. Hey, Potter cousins, invite us. We'll all come back. It's not too much, I promise. We'll just sleep on the floor somewhere. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I was even being at soccer, I was telling Reevy and Jenny the other day, when their friends come up and talk to me when I'm out and about and they're not there, I love it. I love it when kids, friends' kids will look me in the eyes and be like, hey, Mrs. Pierce, or whatever they decide to call me. I love it. They one of them came up at soccer and I'm like, hey, my brother's over there. What are you doing? And they're just so sweet. And I'm like, oh, I love this so much. I love it. All right, moving right along. 2 new patterns. They are both basics patterns, which means they're dedicated to beginners. They include both photos and drawings. They're a little bit cheaper than our main patterns because they don't offer as many options, but it's a great way to get and tiptoe into making clothes. They're very beginner friendly. So it's the Kids Sheila Everyday Tee and Dress and the Kids Michelle Fitted Tee. Both are unisex. They're both designed for knit fabric. They both include projector files. What else do you want to know? The fitted tee has 3 sleeve lengths and can be either a shirt or a tunic. And then the everyday tee and dress is semi-fitted, which means it's not quite as relaxed as the easy tee, but not as fitted as Michelle. It's that nice, basic, nice tee. Like if you were buying one from the Gap instead of Fruit of the Loom. You feel me? 2 hem lengths, top or dress, and also 3 sleeve lengths. Both of those patterns are available. I'm going to show some pictures here. Let's see what we can do. Uh-oh. Oh, well, how about I close that page? Adobe Acrobat's giving me an error. All right. I was going to show some photos. What do you think of them apples? That's not the right one. Here we go. So many things on the page. So these are both the Michelle Fitted Tee. Okay, this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. And my son's birthday, I have 2 birthdays coming up this week. One's Thursday and one's the following Monday. Our birthday season is officially live. So these are both the fitted tees. This totally looks like one of my children, by the way, just exactly what they would wear. And I love the polka dot jean shorts. So you can see, fitted, basic, nothing super fancy or frilly, right? You feel me? Let's go over here. Oh my gosh, you're going to play muy difícil, aren't you? All right, I got to figure out how to show the other photos, apparently. Today is my husband's birthday. Happy birthday. All right, so here is the Kid Sheila tee. Oh, that's your baby girl with the shorts. Those shorts are great. The middle school has now decided that shorts must have a 5-inch inseam. I'm just saying, a 5-inch inseam on me is still pretty short. Anywho, here's the Sheila Everyday Tee and Dress. This is Joan's grandbaby, and it's just so stinking cute. I love that purple fabric. I love the Sheila, so does Jenny. It's just a great go-to, quick and easy. I think that I'm probably going to make one of these for Kellen if I can find my fabric. And my boy with the blue tie-dye. There you go. Awesome. So, these are on sale through Sunday. And I got to find out where my face is. It's been that kind of week, right? They're on sale through Sunday. marked down to $8 a piece for the patterns, which is an awesome deal. $8 each. Yeah. Would the Maria tank and dress work with poly knit or nylon knit? I gotta go look up the Maria. I know, it's bad. Don't, like, it just is what it is, people. I can't keep track of, oh. Work with poly knit or nylon knit. It should. I'm gonna look at this so I can make sure I'm not leading you totally astray. Fabric, 2-way or 4-way light to medium weight knit fabric with 25% horizontal stretch. Sounds like a winner. Both of yours sound like it would work. Oh my gosh, I shared some photos of my vacation, so definitely watch later so you can see all my pretty pictures. I didn't share a lot, but I shared some, and I talked a lot about it. Okay, a couple other things I want to share. We are currently going through our ambassador applications right now, so if you are interested, please don't forget to apply. There's still time. Heidi, when you have both pattern, you get the changes? Neither one of these patterns have been released before. We have the adult version of both of these, but we don't have a kids version. So Rochelle just finished the kids versions. Am I missing? I don't know if I'm following that, Heidi. Oh, April. I wanted to see who said that about being super late. All right, so ambassador applications apply. The Easy Tea Sew Along is scheduled for 8/23 through the 27th. Excuse me, I'm getting a little frog in my throat. Excuse me. All right, moving right along. Come take part in the Easy Tea. I'm making sure. Yeah, that's the last full week of August. That's yet another birthday sew along for my family. Join Laura as she walks you through all the 4,000 options. Holy moly. Of those patterns. Whew. And last but definitely not least, let's talk about Skillshare, because I have a pretty exciting thing to share. I'm going to go to the Skillshare homepage. And I gotta find my face again. Good grief. Why am I struggling so hard? Bear with me as I share the right screen. Oh, yes, last week's live winner was Jennifer Bimmel. Bimmel? I don't know how to pronounce it. Beimel. Here is the Skillshare homepage. This is my personal homepage, so you can see all the painting stuff I've been doing. But if you go to Browse and you go to Lifestyle, don't ask me why sewing is a lifestyle skill. I don't know the answer to that. Oh, look at that face at the bottom of the screen. She's so good looking. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm featured on the Lifestyle homepage. Just saying. That's a pretty big deal. Maybe not. But here's what made me laugh. This one has 1,851 students. This one over here has 575. 3,422. 47. I totally had to laugh. Do I need a smaller needle? Yes, I would use a different needle if you do it in satin. That sounds lovely, though. So I'm like, they're actually really, I keep getting very nice emails from my Skillshare contact. Ugh. Oh gosh, a boil water advisory. Ugh. But being on this homepage was a really big deal. And so I will change back to my face so I can actually see you, or you can see me more like. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. That's all I have to say. I'm pretty excited. So there is still time to join our giveaway. If you remember, I'm trying to find the right link for you so I can actually share it. Good googly moogly. If you use my link to sign up for Skillshare, you get 4 weeks instead of 2 weeks for free. You do have to give a credit card number, but if you cancel it before it goes through, like, no problem. That's what I do that a lot. If I like want to watch a show that's on Sundance, I'll just cram it all into 7 days and then just saying. But that being said, I'm doing a giveaway. And basically, for everybody who uploads their final project of a pillowcase to my Skillshare class, I'm going to pick a winner and you can get 1 free year of Skillshare. I love Skillshare. Like, no joke. I use it a lot. My kids use it a lot. There's hand lettering, tons of painting stuff on there. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to share it in the comments here. I'm going to be picking a winner next Tuesday, the 17th. Okay. Let me try and go. Hopefully this is muted in some way. Oh, it is. I'll put it on YouTube too. Look at that, magic. Everybody wants to sing, "Do you believe in magic?" Oh, that's fantastic. So yeah, I'm like pretty pumped with how things are going. They really want sewing to take off over on Skillshare. There are a couple other online education platforms that have sewing that have really built it out that they're starting to try to compete with. And so yeah, this is pretty exciting. Yay! I love making pillowcases. No joke. All right, let me look at my notes. I picked last week's winner. Went through everything for this week. I'm home. I am going out of town again on Friday because my husband and I are insane. We had a trip planned for his birthday last year, and it got canceled. And so we rescheduled it because we're just not that bright. So we are actually flying to Las Vegas just Friday through Sunday, which is also sounds exhausting. I don't really think I'm like Vegas material, but for people watching, it's got to be up there. I'm not making any fancy clothes. I know Rochelle would, and Ashley too, would make these great dresses. No. I'll be living in my bathing suit. That won't be awkward at all. I'll blend in. Oh my gosh, yeah. So we are laughing at ourselves for thinking that we had the energy to do such a thing, but we're also really excited. 3rd boil water advisory in a month. That sounds terrible. I love seeing all the new alphas that had come in since last week's sale. I love it. Super. I just love it. It reminds me how much I love that pattern, honestly. All right. So wish me luck. I took both kids' measurements this morning because they both keep growing. It's actually kind of funny. I'm looking at they're almost exactly the same. Kellen's inseam is actually an inch longer than Jenny's, even though he's 2 years younger. Don't tell Jenny I said that. Wash your hands and wear a mask. Oh my gosh, I have one more thing to tell you. I'm sorry. I am going to tell you this. My kids started school yesterday. We have 9th, 7th, 5th, twin 3rd graders, and then poor Stella doesn't start until the end of the month. It was absolutely bananas. And by 10 a.m., I just wanted to start drinking. And by 6 p.m., I really wanted to get in the bed and watch a rom-com and eat Lucky Charms. Like, I was stressed out of my mind. And it wasn't my first day of school. You feel me? It was just like, part of it was on Saturday, flying back in to my kids are troopers, man. They held their stuff together. Their stuff. We had an 8:30 flight out of Georgetown, Exuma. We pull in and they're like, "I need to see your negative COVID test." And I was like, No. We're fully vaccinated or under 11. We don't have to." And she said, "They changed it yesterday." And I was like, "What?" What? And all I could think is my mom totally would have known this. So I love you, Mom. Yeah, so we missed that 8:30 flight. And the real kicker was that the place across the street from the airport, because we had already turned our cars in, and cars plural, because when we got there, the one van they had that fit all of us was hadn't come back yet, was late coming back, so they had to give us 2 tiny sedans. Hysterical, whatever. It was still cheaper than the one van, and I got to drive, so that's awesome. My husband would have let me drive, by the way. That sounded terrible. Anyway, so we're like, okay, where do we go to get tested? And they're like, well, there's a place across the street, but it doesn't open till 10. What? It's 6:30 in the morning because our flight left at 8:30, right? We'd gotten up at 5. We were already exhausted. We're carrying 6 pieces of luggage and a giant cooler and a 4-year-old who wasn't really that fun to travel with. I'll be 100% honest. The idea of patience in Stella's world doesn't exist. And so they make some calls. So friendly, so helpful. Oh my gosh. They make calls. They get somebody to come to the airport. Well, in the United States, one thing that we take for granted is COVID testing is free. It's either free or my insurance just takes care of it. Something magical happens and no cash leaves my wallet. You feel me? It's not when you're on vacation at all. And then having her come to the airport, holy moly, that was expensive. So she tests everybody, gets the results immediately somehow, and then we go to the desk. It's like 44 minutes until the flight takes off, and she's like, I'm sorry, the doors are closed. And we're like, okay, when's your next flight? Next flight was at 7 p.m. I'm like, if we don't fly to Nassau until 7 p.m., we've already missed our connection. There are no more connections. We have to spend the night in Nassau. What can we do? So we end up paying for tickets on Western Air Bahamas or Western Bahamas. I don't even know what it's called. Western Air. That's what it's called. For the next flight out at 11. It then gets delayed until 12:15. We still miss our connection. Oh my gosh. It was banana pancakes. It was just one thing after another, people. So when we get to the Delta Gate in Nassau, after going through customs and everything, the woman literally looks at us and she's like, y'all been through a lot this morning. I'm going to see what I can do. And Delta, man, they put us on a late flight. There was another flight in between, but this was the cheapest option. And we ended up getting flight credits and or points for my husband, because that's how we paid for this trip, was using mileage points. Back. I had to sit in the airport for 5 hours, and we didn't get home until 11 p.m. But it was awesome. I don't know, Susan. It is what it is. But we're literally sitting outside, and some of it, my husband and I are just not completely with it. We're exhausted too. We get to the Atlanta airport, and we've done this, we've traveled, but it was a pre-cleared flight. So we didn't fly into the international terminal. And so for whatever reason, we thought our bags would be in the regular baggage claim instead of the international baggage claim. So we were looking for them in the regular baggage claim. Finally, we realized that. I looked at him and I'm like, I'm going to go get on the shuttle that takes you to the international thing with these 5 children. You go get the car. It's in off-site parking, right? Oh my gosh. It was, at one point he calls me, he's like, you don't have my keys, do you? And I'm like, I hope not. We're sitting outside. All of the kids have been amazing. And Madeline is sitting on the cooler eating an applesauce, I think, that I've then peeled out of the cooler because we kind of missed dinner, everything else. And just I'm so tired. Just So yeah, it was a day. We had Sunday off. We completely relaxed, i.e. my oldest 2 made me go buy school supplies. And then they all started school yesterday. My oldest had never been in the high school, never been inside the building ever. We had no idea where carpool drop-off was. And Reeve's totally fine with riding the bus, but wanted to get to school early so they could find their classes and all that jazz, since they'd never been in the building. I dropped her off in the wrong place. It was just one thing after another. I mean, it really, really was. Ginny's in a brand new building for her middle school because they just like rebuilt the middle school somewhere else. Had never been inside the building. Had a map. Had good friends. Never been inside the building. I mean, it was just one thing after another. It was really stressful for me. I can't even imagine what it was for the kids, but it was super stressful for me. So yeah, now we're on day 2, and I'm really hoping things go smoother because I need to get back into my routine and actually get some patterns out, right? All right. Thank you for listening to my ridiculous stories today. Thank you for joining me. You know, my brother sent me something from John Green, and it was all about how, like, I'm going to paraphrase, how, like, you don't often tell the people that mean the most to you how much you love them, like your siblings. And you know, even with my kids, like, oh, I love you. I love you. Like, it's just said all the time. But like, I just want you all to know how eternally grateful I am that you are on this adventure with me. Like, you're here, you listen to my ridiculous stories. We're part of like learning how to sew and how to better our sewing together. Like, this is the adventure of life. And like, I'm so grateful that I get to do this instead of working in some cubicle somewhere for somebody else. As hard as this summer was, and a lot of you saw me through some of the darkest days back in May when I was like really losing my mind. Um, yeah, like I'm really grateful that I get to do this and that people actually seem interested in the patterns that we put out and that we're building this community that actually like can make a difference. It's definitely made a difference in my life, and I'm very hopeful that it makes a difference in yours. So, I thank you. That's all I want to say. I love you. Remember, never stop sewing, never stop growing, and see you next week. Take care.